Hello everyone, it's Professor Noor, and today I am gonna demonstrate to you about Excel data and pivot table guided project. So I'm already in the SimNet assignment for Excel data and pivot table guided project. So what you need is, before you read the instruction, you need to download two files. So you have to click here to download the start file and the resources you need. So when you click this, I double clicked it, and here you see two file will be downloaded. So you need to click on File Download Wizard, and then the two file will be downloaded. So one of it is gonna be the file that you're gonna import to this one, Sadiq the Clemson workbook, right? So I opened Sadiq Nuur the Clemson workbook. So that's the one. When you open it, you will notice that your file is protected. You see the yellow bar here? So it's a read only. So you need to enable, so you're gonna start your work. So click on this to enable it. Now you have to read your instruction. Go back. So from here, the step to complete this project, the first one is that we have opened the file and we enable editing so that we're gonna do and we can modify the workbook. Now the next one is we need to copy the patient equip sheet, and we have to move it in the right of the criteria sheet, and we have to name the new sheet as uh, advanced filter. So I will copy the name. To copy the name, obviously is Control and C to copy it. Now I will go to Excel. So the first thing we need is we want to copy this, and the new copy file worksheet should be in the right of the criteria. So you will have to do right click, and then you will see the command that says move or copy. You will get the move and copy dialog box, because we want to move the patient and equip file that we are about to copy the worksheet. It has to be in the right of the criteria. So click this, the info, expense info, and then be sure to click create a copy, click OK. Now you see I copied the patient and equip. Now it says patient equip of 2. So to rename it, double click it. Now now paste what you copied earlier, the name, and then press the enter key. So once we have done with this, let's get to the next step. Next is now create and resize the table, right? So in this step, they said when you're gonna create the Excel table, right? So what you need is, when you confirm the range, be sure that instead of being D60, it has to be D73. So let me show you why. You see here all the way, it stops at D73, right? So it's not D60, right? If you do D60, it's gonna stop here. Then what about these ones, right? So I will show you how you're gonna avoid this line here, this line, and I will take care of this, right? So to do this, let's start with selecting the cell F5, A5. So be sure that you are in the advanced filter or worksheet, and then we have to go to the Home tab, and then we have to select Format as a table. And then we have to be sure to select the white table style light 1. So let's check back here. Is that what they want? White table style light 1. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna select this one. White table style 1. And then now that's the magic here. They said, where is the data for your table? So that's the data, right? But the whole thing is not being selected. They've been selected until 60, see? What about the remaining cells? So to avoid the two steps later on, you can just go here and change the 60 to 73 and click OK. So now you selected the whole table. And as you see, the table is being converted. All right. Let's get back to the instruction. So we did this, and then we choose the white style, and then we confirmed. And then instead of being D60, I changed it to 73. And then you don't need to do this step, you don't need this step, and you don't need this step, which is because I fixed it in the initial step. Now the next one here is we have to go back to F5 and we have to name the table as TBL filter. So copy this, Control and C, go back to your Excel, and then click F5. You have to be inside the table. Go to the table design, and then click on the table name, which is the first group, and paste what you copied. And then let's go to the next step. Check the box and check this box too. So we're done with creating and resizing the Excel table. Now next is to create an output range for an advanced filter. So now we will use the advanced filter, but before that, we have to create an output range, right? Where you wanna your result to be displayed in a separate location in a worksheet. So to do that, first we have to select the column name A4 to D4, and we wanna copy it to G4. A4 to D4, and then you will go back to the home, you will go to the clipboard, you will copy, and then you will go to G4, and then you will click paste. All right, so I will try to zoom myself so you're gonna see. Now we're gonna go to G3, and then we have to type extract range. You have to type in G3 and change the size to 14 and make it italic. So copy. I'm in G and 3, paste. Now we want to change the size to 14. And then we want to make it italic. All right. Next. Next. So we did this step, we did this. Now they say adjust the column width for column G to J so that each label displays on a single line. So we will select this, hold the shift key, select J, then be sure you are at the home tab, go to the cell group, format, make it the auto fit to automatic fit the columns. Now this the J3, we have to stretch it until it becomes in a single line. Stretch it. Here we go. Next. Next, now we need to create the advanced filter, right? So we have to go to the criteria worksheet, and then we have to put in A3, we have to put this condition, And in B3, we have to put these conditions. So what that indicates is that the criteria will extract the record from 2020, right? And it's gonna find the record in which the data is greater than after December 31st, 2019 and before 1/1/21, right? So to do that, I will copy the first criteria that we're gonna type it under A3, but it has to be in the criteria worksheet. So go back, be sure to select the criteria worksheet, and then we are in A3. I will zoom in a little bit. So click A3 and paste what you copied earlier. Then we will go back, and then we need to go back to the criteria, go back to your instruction. Now copy the less than 1/1/21, and we want to copy in B3. So go to B3 and paste. So our criteria range is done now. That's what we want to find out. Now let's read again. Check this, check this, check this. Now we have to go back to the advanced filter worksheet, and we have to click cell A5, and then we have to go to advanced, right? And then we have to copy to another location the results. And then we have to change the list range from 60 to 73, which we already changed it if you do remember. So let's go now with the first step. Let's go to A5. And then we have to go to the advanced filter worksheet. So go back, advanced filter worksheet, then click on A5. Then you have to go to the data tab. Then you need to go to the group that says sort and filter, and then click on advanced. You will get the advanced filter dialog box. So the action is two of them. So you need to be sure to choose copy to another location, right? The list range is this one. So click on it and see it says D60. It has to be what? D73. So change the 60 to 73. Next is your criteria. What's your condition? So you will click the white box, the middle box. You will click the black arrow, and then you will click the worksheet criteria, and then you will select now this. So let's go back and read what we want to select here. So we changed that to 73, remember? And then under the criteria range, we need to select A2 and B3 on the criteria sheet, A2 and B3. So we want to select A2 and B3. Now click back. Now what about copy 2, where we need to copy the results of this criteria? So let's read. So check this option. We're done with this. We're done with this. Now copy 2. Copy 2 and select G4 to J4. And then we have to click OK to extract the results. Now we have to go back, and then we will select here. Then we will hit the arrow to select the location. So we are looking for G4 to J4. So G4, right? So G4. Let's read again. G4 to J4. After you select, now click the arrow again. Now click OK. Let's see again. So we could select this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do again this one. So let's read again. So we tapped all this. So click F5. So a little bit you do mistake that you have to go back. So F5, advanced filter. Then you will choose copy. So be sure before you do that, this has to be what? 73, right? Then click on the data range, click the arrow, click the criteria, and select B2, A2 all the way to B3. Perfect. Now let's get to copy to where you want to copy. Read the direction. We want to copy to, select cell G4 to J4. So go back, click on the advanced filter, and then we want, boom, we get the answer. Now let's go back, and we have to check these boxes. Now we need to sort the data in the output range. So we need a G5, and we need to sort it. So to do that, we will go back. That's the G column and G5. And then we want to sort it. Okay, we did. So we went to the data tab and then sort and filter. So once we hit sort, you see here. Now you can also do this. They want us to click on sort this. Then we have to change sort by, go to the instruction, choose the image type. Image type, the cell value is from A to Z. We choose this and then we said the cell value has to be A to Z. Now we need to add another next level and we need to select month/year. So you will click add level. You'll go here, month/year, all this to noise. And then we have to click OK, and then we have to auto fit the column H. Now click the column H, go back to the home tab, go to the cell group, click on format, auto fit the column width. As you see, everything looks perfect. Now let's get to the next step. Check these boxes. Go down, Now we need to apply the conditional formatting and border. So we need to select I5 all the way to I16, and then we need to apply the conditional formatting, and then we need to click on choose choose highlight cell rules and greater than. And then in the greater than, we have to put the value 100, and those 100 has to turn to green fill with dark green text. So let's do these 3 steps. So we have to select I5 all the way to I16. All right. Then we will go to the conditional formatting, which is under the style group. You will click on highlight the cell rules greater than what? In the box, you will type 100. The condition is 100, and they have to turn to green fill with dark green. Yeah, see? And now click OK. Now let's get back to the instruction. And then we have to extract the cell G4, and we need to apply a border. So highlight this, and then let's go to the font, and then the borders, and then you need an outer border. Everything look perfect. Now let's go back to the instruction. We need to go back to the top to A1 by pressing Control and Home. I'm here now in G19, Control key and Home. It takes me back to A1. So these 2 steps are done. So next, so obviously we need all borders. All borders. Because I went here and it's looked like select the extract G starting at the cell G4 and apply all borders. Now let's get to this import a common separated values file. That's the second file that you downloaded. Now we have to use it. So first I have to click expense info worksheet tab. So look here in your tab, the orange one, expense. And then we have to go to A4. That's where we want to import that file here. So we are in A4 now. So we need to go to the data tab, and then we have to get the file from the text/CSF. We will have to click this, and then we have to browse to the file. So to do that, you will go to the data, get and transform data group under the data. Then you will click the second option from text/CSV. Now it says import the data. So I will go to the download, and that's the file I'm looking at, Clemenson CSV. Click import. Then what you need to do is be sure that your delimiter is a comma. Then under the load in the bottom, Click the small down arrow, load to. It's gonna open a dialog box where you wanna load this data. So be sure it's a table. And then we want, where do you want to put the data? So the existing, which is the A4, and then click OK. Now let's go back to the direction. So we find the file and we imported it. Then we verified that the delimiter should be comma. Then we load, and in the load there is a load to. Then we selected existing worksheet. Then we verified that we wanna put the new table in A4, and then we select table, and then we clicked OK to import the text. Now we wanna cut and paste the labels in row 3 to row 4. So you will select these three guys. You will go to home, you will cut it, and then you will select A4. You will paste. That is done. So go back, check the box. Now select A5 and click convert to range. So go back, select A5. Now go to the table design and then convert under the tools, convert to range. And then you will get this message, click OK. Now it's being converted to a range. Now next, we said OK. Now select A4 to D34. A4 to D34. All right, the whole thing. Now, after we select it, we need to remove the format. And we want to change the size of the selected range from A4 to 34 to 11. So first, I don't want the colorful cells. So you will go to home, the last group, the third one from the last, editing, clear, and you will click on format, clear the format. Then you will go to the font. We want to make it 11. Then go back, check the boxes you completed. So this one we completed it now. Center, align the label in row 4 and boldface. So row 4, we want to make it boldface and center. Next, format the dates in the column C with the short date. So go back, select the column C, and then go to number group. Now it says general. Go here and changes its short date. That one done. Go back, check the box. Now set the column width for column A to D to 13 and close the queries connection pane. So select the column A, hold the shift key, select D. Now be sure you are in the home cell group, click format, column width. Now we want 13. Let's check again, 13, and click OK. The cell has been stretched to 13. Now they don't want us to have the queries and connection pane. We have to close it. So hit the X. So go back, check those options you did, the steps you did. Now let's go down. The next now to calculate the average expense by the last name. So we have to select the cell A5 and sort by the last name in ascending order. So let's go to A5, go back to the data. We want to sort ascending wise. So all the A's, B's, G's, and M and so on. Go back to the instruction. So we selected A5 and we did ascending order. Now we have to click the subtotal button under the data tab, and then we have to complete the dialog bar by show the average amount for each last name. So let's go back. Now we have to grab the subtotal. So you will go all the way to the end under the data tab, subtotal, click on it. It's gonna open this dialog box. At each change in for the last name, be sure it's not sum, it should be average by the amount, and then click OK. Now we have Alan, the averages. Now we need to change the column D as a currency with 0 decimal place. So we need to format, so you're gonna select the D, right click, format cell, select currency with no decimal place, click OK. Next, we need to collapse the outline to display only the averages for each last name. So we need to collapse it. So it means we have to close it. Collapse, hit the negative. If you wanna expand, click the plus sign, see? With the minus is to collapse it. Now I can see the averages for each Allen, Bashir, the grand average, and so on. Now let's get back. Now, step number 11, create a pivot table. So we need to go back to the patient and equip, and then we have to select A5, and then we have to go to the insert tab and click on recommended pivots, right? And then we have to name the new sheet as pivot table. So I will copy ahead of time. So let's go back, select the patient and equip. Be sure you are in A5. So that's what they said here. Now let's go to insert. The first group is tables, and then you have recommended pivot table. Click on it, and then click OK. It's gonna add a new sheet with sheet number 2. So double click it and paste what you copied, the name of the sheet. If it doesn't go back, copy, pivot, or you can write it down. And then press the enter key. So we name the sheet 2 to pivot table now. I will zoom it a little bit. All right. Now let's go back to the instructions. So check this. We created the pivot. We move our cell to A5, and then we went to insert and then recommended pivot. Then the next one is choose the option for sum of the patient by the image type. So this one already, if you go back here, see the sum of the patient and the row is image type. So we are good. Now we need to select A3 and we need to change the data source. So instead of being 60, the D, it has to be D73. So to do that, I will select the table, which has already been selected. Then you will go to the pivot table, analyze, right? And then you will see the data group. You will see change the data source. Change the data source, click on it. It's gonna open a dialog box. Be sure to change from 60 to 73. Because that's your range is, not 60. It's all the way to 73. So click OK. So everything has been set the way the book wants us to have. Now let's go back. So the next thing is we did this. So now we need to format the pivot. So we have to click B4. We have to go to the value field setting dialog box, and then we have to click on number, and then we have to click on number as the category, and then we have to set 0 decimals and display the comma. So let me show you first. So let's go to B4, and then do right click, and then you're gonna see value field settings. Click on it. It's gonna open this. Now click on number format. Then in the category, choose number. We don't want a decimal place 0. And then be sure use 1000 separator comma. Click OK. Then click OK. You see you have the commas in between the number. So let's go back. Choose this option. Now we need to change the pivot table style. And we need to find the style which is dark 9. It should look like this. So go back. And then let's go to be sure your cursor is inside the pivot table. Then you will see these two contextual tabs. So go to design, pivot table style, look for gray pivot style dark 9. That's the one. Go back and be sure that you confirm dark gray pivot is perfect. So choose this. Now we need to add the banded rows and banded columns. As you see, I don't have the columns. So you will go to pivot table style, click on banded rows and banded columns. Then go back. Now we are almost step number 14. Create and style the pivot chart. So now we have to create a pivot chart. So to create the pivot chart, we will go to the tab, pivot table analyze tab. And we need to have the bar, and then we need to select cluster bar and click OK. So we have to go back. Be sure your cursor is inside the pivot table. Pivot table analyze the pivot chart under the tools. This one here. I click this. Now we are in the column, so we need to go to bar from the left hand side bar. and be sure it should read cluster bar and click OK. Now let's go down, choose the boxes that you did. Now we need to position to A12 and all the way to J35, and we have to have the style. We need to change the style to style 7, right? So to do that, first we need to drag it to A12. At A12 and all the way to J and 35. Scroll down all the circles. Right. Now let's go back. So we moved it from A12 and we dragged it to the bottom right selection handle to get to J35. Now we need to change the style of the chart, the beaver chart. That is, the style should be 7. So the chart has already been selected. Go to design, move your cursor over the chart style here. As you move over, it's gonna tell you what the style is. Style 1, 2, this one is 4, 5, 6, 7. We are looking for this one, style 7. Click on it. Next, choose this. Now we are almost at the end. Now sort the data in the pivot. So go back to before, right? So go to the data and then we're gonna sort it descending wise. Sort the largest to smallest. So the MRI is the largest, right? And if you look here, sort the data in descending order, largest to smallest. The bar now display the largest bar at the bottom of the chart. As you see, the largest is the MRI. So go back. Now we have to click A1 and we have to save our work. And then we have to close it. We have to go back and upload it to see what grade we got. Upload. I will take Sadiq Noor. It's gonna be your first last name. So that's the one. Click open. Yes. 100%. No error, nothing. Everything is perfect. So I hope that you learn about how to use data and pivot table in Excel, which was our guided project, right? So be sure to subscribe to my channel and have a nice day. Bye.